Honorable the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa. The national anthem will now be sung.
If you may be seated for a while. It is time for prayer or meditation. But I just thought we needed to be purposeful in embarking on this exercise. I never used to know what to meditate about, what to pray about. So here is a guideline. Our country has challenges. Meditate about the solutions to corruption, to crime, to anything of concern that you have. And for those of us who can pray, pray for solutions. Pray for a better vision, for guidance. Those who are here, those who are at home hearing, let us be very deliberate and intentional about this exercise. It's not a meaningless ritual. If you want to do it sitting, do so. If you want to be standing or in any other position, do so. But it will be for 3 minutes. It's not just a question of start and you don't know when to end. It will be for 3 minutes. May we do so now in whatever position you are comfortable with. Thank you. You may please be seated. May we move to another leg? This meeting has been convened by me as Chief Justice of the Republic in terms of Section 51(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. In terms of Section 48 of the Constitution, members of the National Assembly must swear or affirm faithfulness to the Republic and obedience to the Constitution, nothing else, obedience to the Constitution, before they begin to perform their functions. We will now proceed with administering of the oath or affirmation to members. Members will be called in groups of up to 10 as arranged by the parties. I will therefore ask members that when their names are called out, they should please come to the table to take their oath or affirmation. Members will, after taking the oath or affirmation, return to their seats to sign duplicate forms at their desks. Members are requested to leave their forms at their desk when they leave the chamber. After I have countersigned the forms, members will receive one of the forms for their records. The acting Secretary to Parliament, who is the returning officer, will now call out the names of the members, and I would ask members to please wait for me after reading the oath of office or affirmation to ask them to raise their hands and to say either "so help me God" or "I do." Returning officer, over to you.
Mr. Ramaphosa Madamela Cyril, Dr. Dlamini Zuma Nkosazana Clarice, Mr. Mantashe Samson Gwede, Ms. Sisulu Lindiwe Nongceba, Mr. Ele Bekokwakhe Hamilton, Mr. Nkize Zwelini Lawrence, Ms. Pando Grace Naledi Mandisa, Doctor, Mr. Gordon Pravin Yamadas.
It is necessary to carry your certificate so that you can read out of it. Well, yes, others did it. We begin, I, and you read up to the end.
Solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic, and I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
If it is an oath you took, you please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God." If it is an affirmation, you also raise your right hand and say, "I do." Thank you. Thank you. You may return to your seats. The next group, Acting Secretary.
Miss Mapisa Ngakula Nosiviwe Noluthando, Miss Ngwana Mashabane Maite Emily, Mr. Mtetwa Emmanuel Nkosinati, Miss Didiza Angela Tokozile, Miss Zulu Lindiwe Daphne, Mrs. Motsecha Matsie Angelina, Miss Modise Tandi Ruth, Miss Dlamini Batabile Olive, Mr. Mtembu Jackson Mpikwa, Mr. Mchunu Edward Senzo.
May we begin? I, if it is an oath you took, you raise your right hand and say, so help me God. If it is an affirmation, you say, I do. You may please return to your seats. Yes, Acting Secretary.
Mr. Maimane Musi Aloysius, Mr. Steenhuisen John Henry, Mr. Self James, Mr. Waters Michael, Mr. Krumbok Gregory Rudy, Mrs. van der Walt Desiree, Mr. Maglua Joseph Job, Mr. Mare Sarel Jacobus Francois, Mrs. Mazzoni Natasha Wendy Anita, Mr. Hussein Mohammed Hanif,
Are you ready?
Yes.
I,
I, Musi Aloysius Maimane, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa, will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
for those who took an affirmation, you raise your right hand and say, I do. And for those who took an oath, you raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group of members.
Mr. Mbalula Fikili April, Ms. Letsatse Dube Dupo Bertha, Mr. Maswanganye Nkatani Joseph, Mr. Mbaweni Tito Titus, Ms. Kaso Tokazile, Mr. Khadebe Jeffrey Tamasankwa, Ms. Lodlo Ayanda, Mr. Masu Ale Godfrey Pumelo, Ms. Dr. Pahla Matuma Joseph, Mr. Nese Timbalani Walter Maid Tulas.
If we may begin, please. I, same procedure. Would you please all raise your right hand and say either I do or so help me God, depending on whether it was an affirmation or an oath you took. Thank you. You may return to your seats. The next group, please.
Mr. Mahuma Pelo, Supra Obaken Ramweleti, Ms. Mfeketo, Nomandia Kathleen, Mr. Gungubele Mondli, Miss Oliphant Mildred Nelisiwe, Miss Shabangu Susan, Mr. Dlamini Sidumo Bongeni, Mr. Squacha Mtlebisi, Mr. Makwetla Samson Patache, Dr. Mutsecha Matoles Sirofo, Mr. Magazi, it has to be used. Ms. Magazi, Dikeledi, Philistos. Thank you.
May we begin. I,
and all other laws of the Council, solemnly promise my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
those who took an affirmation, please raise your right hand and say, I do. And those who took the oath, do the same, but say, so help me God. Thank you. Please return to your seats. Thank you. Would you read another set of names, please?
Mr. Malema Julius Silo, Mr. Shivambu Nyigo Floyd, Mr. Pambo Vuyani, Miss Chirwa Naledi Nokukhanya, Miss Sonti Nokulunga Primrose, Mrs. Ngwenya Delisile Blessing, Mr. Madlingozi Brian Sindile, Mrs. Noluchungu Nontando Judith, Dr. Ndlozi Mbuyiseni Quintin, Miss Kaula Makoti Sibongile,
May we begin, please? May we begin? I, for an oath, please raise your right hand and say, so help me God. For an affirmation, you do the same, but say, I do. So help me God. Thank you. The next group of members is going to be called out, but the officials have asked to be excused, not to read Master or Miss unless you feel strongly about it, just to read out the names without meaning disrespect. Is it okay? Yes. Thank you so much. Please proceed.
Mashalela Amos Fish, Luzipho Sahlulele, Peters Elizabeth Dipuo, Motswaledi Pakishe Aaron, Chwete Pamela, Mkize Hlengiwe Buhle, Mahaule Makabo Regina, Kwele Siabonga Cyprian, Kivit Notolo, Chrissy Barbara Dallas.
May we begin, please? I,
Nna Elizabeth Dipuo Peters ke ikana gore ke tla nna boikanyego go Repaboliki ya Aforika Borwa mme ke tla ikobela ka tlotla le go tshegetsa molaotheo le melao e mengwe yotlhe ya Repaboliki mme ke solofetswa ka motlhomamiso go dira ditiro tsa me ka bojotlhe jaaka leloko la kopana bosetšhaba.
would you all please raise your right hand and either say, "So help me God, I do," depending on whether you took an oath or an affirmation.
A Modimo a nthuse.
Thank you. You're excused. The next group, please.
Bapela Kopeng Obed, Mashego Dlamini Kwati Candace, Mpanza Terence Skumbuzo, Holomisa Sango Patakele, Soto Makotso Magdalene, Lulani Beauty Nombuzo, Semenya Machwena Rosina, Besani Sibungela Jeremiah, Siwele Violet Cezani.
I,
I swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and I will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand and say, "I do," if it's an affirmation, and "So help me God," if it's an oath. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Next group, please.
Okay, Buthelezi, MG, Singh, Narend, Kebekulu, Russell, Nsakayezwe, Buthelezi, Elfas Mfakazeleni, Van der Merwe, Linda Liesel, Klengwa Mkuleko, Majosi Zandile.
May we begin? I, would you all please raise your right hand and say, "I do," if it's an affirmation, "So help me God," if it's an oath you took. Thank you. You may return to your seats. The next group, please.
Kola Diane, De Freitas Manuel Simao Franca, George Dion Travers, Walters Thomas Charles Ravenscroft, Kopane Semakaleng Patricia, Stein Annette Liz Robert Alfred, Faber Willem Frederick, Lotrit Anneli, Majola Tembekile Richard.
I,
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you please all raise your right hand, and if it's an oath, you say, so help me God. If it's an affirmation, I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may go back to your seats. Please call out the next group.
Botes Alvin, mafuno kawe no ncedo, kodwa ncediso good enough, Masondo David, Zimande Bonginkosi Emmanuel, Kapa, Rosemary Noguzola, Tinodi Solomon Lichisa, Anekom Derek Andre, Majola Figile Zakaria, Lamula Ronald Ozi.
May we begin? I,
Solomon Chisa Tseludi, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
may we raise our right hands and say, so help me God. If you took an oath, I do. If it was an affirmation.
I do.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next group.
Manamele Khwaridi Buti, Ndabeni Abrams Stella Tembisa, Mshlobo Mbakesini David, Machale Castle Charlie, Bongo Bongani Thomas, Kekana Pinky Sharon, Mashabel Shala Tandi, Kaba Nshaba Pindesele Pretty, Siwia Rulani Tembi, Casa Fikile de Villiers.
Let's begin. I,
I, Manseni David Mandela, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to fulfill my function as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
may we all raise our right hands, and if it is an oath, you say, so help me God. An affirmation, I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group of names.
Groenewald, Petrus Johannes. Mulder, Cornelius Petrus. Wessels, Wouter Wynand. Boshoff, Wynand Johannes. Breed, Cameron. Groenewald, Ignatius Michael. Jordaan Heloise, May Pieter, Mulder Frederik Jacobus, Van Staden Philippus Adriaan.
May we begin, please? I,
verklaar plechtig trouw aan de Republiek van Zuid-Afrika en dat ik de grondwet en alle andere rechten in de Republiek zal gehoorzaam, eerbiedig en onderhoud. En ik beloof plechtig mijn functie als lid van de Nasionale Vergadering naar de beste van vermoë uit te voeren.
if it is an oath, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God." If it's an affirmation, you raise your right hand and say, "I do."
Ek bevestig.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Next group, please.
Kubai, Ngubane, Mamloko Trifosa, Maine Mokone Colin, Chikunga Lydia Sindisiwe, Modise Moleboheng, Nchabeni Kumbuzo Popi Silence, Moloi Boitumelo Elizabeth, Majodina Pemi Castellina Pamela, Moale Desmond Lawrence, Ndaba Claudia Nontlantla, Modise Philip, Matsapole Pogiso,
May we begin, please? I, may you all please raise your right hand. If it is an affirmation, as you have heard, I do. If it's an oath, so help me God.
I do.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group of names.
Buroto Matlala Grace, Sihlwai Noma Deuka Nancy, Motaung Noma Sonto Evelyn, Mandela Zweli Velile Mandle Sizwe Talibunga, Mutambi Azwihangwisi Faith, Magwanishe Gratitude, Zwani Musebenzi Joseph, Jumat Peterson Tina Monica, Bingo Kikaba Bongiwe Priscilla, James Jojo Hubert.
Let us begin. I,
Mina Matlala Grace Buroto ngiyafunga bonyana ngizakuthembeka iRepublic yeSewula Afrika begodu ngizathobela ngokuhlonipha bengisekelo nayo yonke eminye imithetho yeRepublic begodu ngiyathembisa ngokuzibopha ukwenza imisebenzi yami njengokulunga lesithethamthetho senarha yekhono lami lonke.
those who took an oath is going to be, "So help me God," as you've heard, an affirmation, "I do." Would you please all raise your right hand and do so? Thank you. Please return to your seats. The next group, please.
Passon, Leonard Jones, Joseph, Dennis, Lorimer, James Robert Bourne, Murray, Eric Johannes, Bergman, Darren, Mhlongo, Tsepo Winston, Hill Lewis, Gordon Gwynn, Mileham, Kevin John, Wilson, Evelyn Rain, Horn, Werner.
May we begin, please? I, those who took an oath, it's so help me God, affirmation I do. Would you all please raise your right hand and do accordingly?
So help my God.
Thank you. Please return to your seats. Please call the next set of names.
Nkosi Bekizwe Simon, Mkachwa Nompendulo Thobile, Mananiso Jane Seboletswe, Abraham Phoebe Nokolo, Adams Rachel Cecilia, Sokacha Mkolisa Simon, Maslaule Mikateko Golden, Mamudle Thabo Nelson, Aduans Nombuyiselo Gladys, April Heinrich Giovanni,
Let us begin. I,
Benizwe Simon Nkosi, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you please all raise your right hand for an oath, it's so help me God, for an affirmation I do. Thank you. Please return to your seats. Please call the next set of names.
Bilankulu John Hlengani, Bilankulu Kensani Kate, Uchabane Mosa Steve, Dlomo Sibongiseni Maxwell, Tikhale Masefako Clara, Direko Digeledi Rosemary, Dex Mevin Alexander, Dlakude Doris Eunice, Dlamini Dora Dunana, Chapha Ndumiso.
Let us begin. I,
Kate Bilankulu, that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa
Those who took an oath, it will be so help me God and an affirmation I do. Would you please raise your right hand and do likewise? Thank you. Please return to your seats. Would you please call out the next group?
Gardi, Godric, Ahmed, Mente Ndombovuyo Veronica, Mtlangwini, Elsabi Natasha, Mashabela, Wanamakwete Reneilwe, Ketse Puti Peter, Mukweli Tebuho Josephine, Chwaku Mkini, Mukwena Lishonolo Goodwill, Lamini Marshall Nzingisi, Yako Yoliswa Nomamkondomisi.
May we begin, please? I
I, Ndongovio Veronica Mendes, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all the other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as the member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
Would you all please raise your right hand and say, so help me God, if it's an oath, I do, if it was an affirmation, you do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next set of names.
Dunjwa, Mary Ann Lindelwa, Dianti, Pumza Patricia, Dianti, Kubudile Richard, Faku Zukisa Cheryl, Frolic Cedric Thomas, Gancho Nkabisa, Gela Anna, Gina Nomalungela, Gomba Machidiso Melina, Gumbu Chelitsi Thomas.
May we please begin? I Would you all please raise your right hand for those who took an oath? So help me God. For those who took an affirmation, I do. Thank you. Please return to your seats. Please call out the next set of names.
Kruger Hendrik Christian Crawford, Breitenbach Glennis, Julius Jack Warren William, Chetty Megan, Hansinger Christian Hans Heinrich, Mackenzie Cameron, Clark Michelle Odette, McPherson Dean William, Gumbi Shanganani Sipelele, Van Dyke Veronica.
Let's start. I
I, Logan Chetty, swear that I will be faithful to the
obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all the laws of the Republic, and I solemnly promise to perform my function as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
So help my God.
Would you please raise your right hand, and those who took an oath say, "So help me God," and those who took an affirmation say, "I do."
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group.
Gumede Sibusiso Nigel. Hadebe Beki Matthews. Hlongo Altia Stembile. Hlongwa Bavelile Gloria. Jacobs Faiz. Jacobs Kenneth Leonard. Jeffrey John Harold. Kalipa Tandukolo David. Kibi Miriam Tenjiwe. Kornov Gerhandes Velem.
I,
Mina ngizalelwe eShongwe, ngiyaqinisekisa ukuthi ngizokwenza nokuthi ngizothobela futhi ngiphakamisa umthethosisekelo kanye nayo yonke imithetho yeriphabhlikhi futhi ngiyethembisa nokuqinisekisa ukuthi ngizokwenza imisebenzi yami
would you please all raise your right hand for the oath, "So help me God," for an affirmation I do?
inkosi ingisize.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group.
Gubheka Nomsa Josephine, Kula Sibusiso McDonald, Lehwase Didimalo Innocentia, Lisoma Regina Maina Mpontseng, Litsie Walter Tebucho, Lubengo Mahubini Lorraine, Make Jerome Joseph, Mabe Petra Peace, Mabilita Maidi Dorothy, Makaka Kayale to Elvis.
May we please start? I,
Sibusiso McDonald Kula, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you please all raise your right hand for the oath, "So help me God," for the affirmation I do?
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next group.
Mabika Mandla Nkosi Sechelo, Shilembe Malikaya Limon, Tarabella Marchesi, Nomsa Innocentia, Bozoli Belinda, Malatsi Mboba Solomon, Masangu Bridget Staff, Kardu Michael John, Van Dam Pumzele Thelma, Mbele Zakele Unabulu, Bagram Michael.
May we please begin? I,
futhi ngiyethembisa ukwenta imisebenzi yami njengelilungu lendlu yasePhalamende.
would you all please raise your right hand for the oath we say, so help me God, for the affirmation I do. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group.
Matlatsi Kathleen Dibolelo, Matlon Tlhakgongwe Patricia, Makubela Mashele, Lucizo, Sharon, Malachi, Tulogelo, Malinga, Valencia Togozile, Malomani Wisile Promise, Maluleke Buitumelo, Mama Bolu Jacob Boy, Maneli Boys Makosonke, Mangani Jane.
Let us please begin. I,
swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
please raise your right hands and say, so help me God, for an oath I do, for an affirmation.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Let's call out the next list of members.
Mangu Lisa Nkosinati, Mandashe Priscilla Tozama, Mapulane Mohlopi Philemon, Maseko Jele Nomathemba Henrietta, Mashiko Fana Robert, Mashele Timothy Victor, Masondo Tabile Sylvia, Matafa Oscar Masarona, Matebula Elphas Fani, Mbata Simpiwe Gwele Nomvula.
Let's begin, please. I,
Lisa Nkosinati Mangu, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand for the oath you say, so help me God, the affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. Please return to your seats. Please call out the next list of members.
Mkhaliphi Hlengiwe Octavia, Muteka Pebane George, Siwisa Anetlita Matapelo, Sindane Patrick, Hlonyana Konziwe Ntokozo Fortune, Muhlala Matibe Rebecca, Paulsen Muhammad Nazir, Msane Tembi Posha, Matthias Ntakosem, Montwedi Mutusi Kenneth,
May we begin, please? I, please raise your right hand. So help me God for the oath I do for the affirmation. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next group of members.
Mbuyani Simanga Happy, MacDonald Lawrence Edward, Mchunu Tembika Vuyusile Buyusele, Ndaba Sibusisu Welcome, Ngweba Teliswa, Makwanazi Jabulale Cynthia Nightingale, Imlanzane Zola, Moeche Rasibe Martha, Mufakeng Jacqueline Mutlachomong, Mohammed Hissamuddin.
May we begin, please? I,
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand and for the oath say, "So help me God," in the affirmation I do? Thank you. You may please return to your seats. Please call out the next group of members.
Mulala Lisiba Ezekiel, Mulekwa Materi Asnath, Moral Tetla, Patamedi Ronald, Morolong Itiseng Kenneth, Mutaung Anastasia, Bumza, Gordon Gunikaya, Ntembu Alice Klebani, Munyai Chiliti Bethwell, Mvana Nonkosi Queenie, Mieni Ernest Togozani.
Let us begin, please. I,
solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
may we please raise our right hands for the oath. So help me God for the affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call the next group of members.
Mpambo Sipugwana Tandi Gloria, Sarupen Ashonik, Masipa Nuku Phineas, Whitfield Andrew Grant, Terra Blanche Oket Stephanus, Mpiti Luyolo, King Chantel Valencia, Brink Cilias, Graham Samantha Jane, Opperman Gisela.
Like
Let us begin, please. I,
solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand for the oath? Say, so help me God, and the affirmation I do. Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next group.
Ngabane Nobuhle Pamela, Nkosi Duma Moses, Nonsele Ncedisi, Ngola Xola, Ntobongwana Nolita, Ntombela Madala Louise David, Ntuli Makoni Maria, Nzuza Njabulo Beka, Papo Anthony Hope Mangwana,
May we begin, please. I,
Xola Nqola, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand for the oath? So help me God. Affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats, please. Please call out the next list of members.
Van Minnen, Benedicta Maria. Ishmael, Hassan Banu. Phillips, Cheryl. Kachalia, Caleb, Cain, Yusuf. Kanyele, Tembesile, Angel. Weber, Annerie, Maria Magdalena. Sharif, Nazli Khan. Spies, Eleanor, Rochelle, Jacqueline. Ruus, Adrian Christopher. Hicklin, Madeleine, Bertine.
Let's begin, please. I,
Zalid Kayene Yusuf Kachalia, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic, and I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you please raise your right hand and for the oath, so help me God, the affirmation I do?
I do.
Thank you. You may return to your seats, please. Please call out the next group of members.
Meshwe, Kenneth, Raselabe, Joseph. Swart, Stephen Nicholas. Sukas, Marie Elizabeth. Thring, Wayne Maxim. Holomisa, Pantubonke Harrington. Kwankwa, Nkabayomzi, Lawrence Saziso. Zungula, Vuyolwethu. Marawu, Thandizwa Linen.
The Low, Patricia. August, Sean, Nigel.
Let us begin, please. I,
Stephen swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all law of the Republic, and I solemnly promise to perform my functions as member of the Assembly to the best of my ability.
would you all please raise your right hand, and for the oath, so help me God, for the affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please read out the next list of names.
Shabangu Makosini Mishek, Aris Letitia Hilois, Shembeni Henry Andris, Ceza Kanya, Langa Tokozani Makosonge, Tito Lorato Florence, Motsepe Siliesta Kathleen Shoana, Mafanya Washington Tseko Isaac, Tembekwayo Sophie Susan, Mokause Mabato Olive.
May we please begin? I, please raise your right hand, and for the oath, so help me God, for the affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. Please return to your seats. Proceed, please.
Patrain Sipoguhle, Peacock Ntauleng Patricia, Peter Zamukolo Joseph, Piri Carol Mokhadi, Pilani Majake, Makatatso Charlotte Chana, Kaiso Kolisile Shinas, Khadebe Begiz Zizwe, Abram, Ramadwa Matozi Miriam, Siabi Albert Mammoha, Shabalala Lizzie Figelepi.
Let us start, please. I,
And I solemnly promise to perform my function as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
please raise your right hand and say, so help me God, if you took an oath, and I do if you took an affirmation.
So help me God.
Thank you. Return to your seats, please. Yes, Secretary.
Msibi Veronica Zanele, CBC Christopher Howard Mzwakwe, Galo Mandlinkosi Philip, Nchaisa Lulama Maxwell, Lekota Musia Gerard Patrick, Madisha William Motipa, Winkler Hannah Shamima, Abrahams Alexandra Lillian Amelia, Powell Emma Louise, Schreiber Leon Amos.
Sister, what is sister? What is? Go ahead.
Come again?
Just for the record, it's not out of insensitivity that we're asking her that she's coming all the way. She asked to. May we begin, please? I,
Ik, Leon Amos Schreiber, ben plechtig trouw in de Republiek van Zuid-Afrika en dat ik de grondwet en alle rechten van de Republiek zal gehoorzaam, eerbiedig en onderhouden. En ik beloof plechtig mijn functies als lid van de Nationale Vergadering naar de beste van mijn vermogen uit te voeren.
if you can, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God," for the oath I do for an affirmation.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seat. Please proceed to the next group.
Shabalala Nomvuzo Francisca. Sabia Duduzile Patricia. Siwela Elvis Kolwana. Skosana Gijimani Jim. Somyo Sakumzi Stoffels. Stock Dikhang Matthews. Swarts Bernice. Klomelang Getumetse Bridget. Tlu Moloko Maggie. Tolashe Nokozola Gladys.
Let's begin, please. I
swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and I will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
Please raise your right hand for the oath. So help me God, for the affirmation I do.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seat, please. Please call out the next members on the list.
Mabena Tamsanga bekokwakhe nodada baxolile babongile Cuthbert Matthew John Ngobo Sibongiseni De Villiers Ian Nod Seihlolo Isaac Silo Mbamaba Thandeka Mloko Gondwe Mimi Martha Hinana Nceba Ephraim Khwarube Siviwe.
May we begin, please? I,
Mina Tamsanga Mabena Mbutuma, ngiyafunga bonyana ngizokuthembeka kuRepublic yeSouth Africa begodu ngizokuthobela ngihloniphe bengisekele umthethosisekelo nayo yonke eminye imithetho yeRepublic begodu ngiyathembisa ngokuzibopha ukwenza imisebenzi yami njengelunga lesibethamthetho senarha ngekhono lami lonke.
would you please raise your right hand for the oath? So help me God, for the affirmation I do.
Uzimu angisize.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Please call out the next members on the list.
Sithole Ketamabala Petros, Ngwezi Xolani, Msimang Christian Themba, Luthuli Bekizizwe Nivat, Ngobo Siphosethu Lindinkosi, Hlengwa Magdalena Duduzile, Ngumalo Mthokozisi Kululeko.
I,
Mthokozisi Mogoeng Mogoeng, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my function as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
Ngizokwenza imisebenzi yami njengelunga ngenze isishayamthetho kazwelonke ngayo yonke emandla amandla inkosi ingesiza.
would you please raise your right hand and say, so help me God, for an oath I do, for an affirmation.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats, please. Thank you. Please call out the next group of members.
Tseke Grace Kekulu, Tseki Mohatla Alfred, Chabalala Judith, Chwete Busisiwe, Xaba Vusumuzi Cyril, Xhego Sheila Thembalam, Yabo Bafuze Sicelo, Zibula Beauty Tulani, Zuma Audrey Sibongile, Zungu Thandiwe Rosemary,
Let's begin, please. I,
Mogoeng, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
Please raise your right hand. I do for an affirmation, so help me God for an oath.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may please return to your seats. Next.
Mtenjani Tumisani Fani, Komani Rosina Nchetsana, Mlauzi Chilivali Elfas, Mukoto Mutsekwane, Nyoncho Mzwanele, Hendricks Mohammed, Hanif Ibrahim, Mboweni Tito Titus.
Let's begin, please. I
Tilibali Elfas Mlauzi, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the National Assembly to the best of my ability.
Would you please raise your right hand and say, so help me God for an oath, and I do for an affirmation?
So help me God.
Thank you. You may return to your seats, please. Please call out. You still have others? You have others. Have you finished? Are there any members present who have not yet taken an oath or affirmation? Are there any? Well, this then concludes the business of administering the oath or affirmation. Let us make some progress, please. Let's make some progress. It's time for the election of the Speaker of this House. The members having been sworn in, we will now proceed to the election of office bearers as envisaged in Section 52(1) and 86(1) of the Constitution. I have to announce that I have made available rules in terms of which this meeting is to be conducted, as contemplated by the Constitution in Schedule 3 and Item 9 to the Constitution. I have been reliably informed that each member was furnished with a copy of those rules, should they become necessary. I also have to make it known that I have appointed the following persons to be returning officers to assist me in the proceedings in this meeting, should it be necessary to vote by way of secret ballot. Ms. P.N. Chawa as returning officer and the following as assistant returning officers: Mr. M. Kaso, Mr. C.V. Matlangu, Dr. N. Ismail, Ms. M.R. Muhlomi, Advocate V.P. Ngaleka, Ms. T.V. Lyons, Mr. A.T. Nache, Advocate A.A. Ephraim, Ms. R. Tinda, Mr. M. Toti, Mr. F.J. Basson, Ms. N.C. Manjezi, Advocate Z. Naidu, Mr. P. Handik, Mr. M.H. Plakis, Mr. G. Matakani, Advocate J. Manyange, and Mr. T. Maleme. They have taken the oath and affirmation for such office before me yesterday, and I now request the returning officer to read the notice whereby this meeting has been called.
By virtue of the powers vested in me in terms of Section 51, subsection 1, Section 52, subsection 2, Section 64, subsection 4, 64, subsection 4, and 86 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996. I, Mogoeng Mogoeng, the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa, have determined that the first sitting of the National Assembly, at which the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly are to be elected, will take place on Wednesday, 22nd May 2019 at 10:30 a.m. Additionally, Thursday, 23rd May 2019 at 10:30 a.m. has been determined as the date and time for the first sitting of the National Council of Provinces, at which the chairperson, deputy chairpersons of the National Council of Provinces are to be elected. Signed, Mogoeng Mogoeng, Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa.
And in anticipation of what transpired in 2014, let me just confirm that we've gone out of our way to satisfy myself that everybody to whom an oath or affirmation has been administered meet the constitutional requirements. And that's all I'm required to do. Anything beyond that belongs elsewhere. The meeting will now proceed to the election of a Speaker of this House. Before I call for nominations, I have to remind members that in terms of the Constitution, each nomination must be submitted on the prescribed form and duly seconded. Furthermore, I have to draw the attention of members, especially to item 4 of Part A of Schedule 3 to the Constitution, in terms of which there may be no debate. There will now be an opportunity for nominations for Speaker of the National Assembly. Yes, Honorable Member.
I, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, hereby nominate Honorable Thandi Modise as a Speaker.
The Honorable Thandi Modise has been nominated for the position of Speaker of the National Assembly. Is the nomination seconded? It's best on record.
Chief Justice, I, Derek Hanekom, rise to second the nomination of Thandi Modise as Speaker of the National Assembly.
Would you please present the nomination to the returning officer? And as you do, let me seize this opportunity just to inquire of Honorable Thandi Modise whether she objects or accepts.
Chief Justice, I accept.
And before I call for any other nomination, I would want to be satisfied that this one is in order. some correction is called for. The form reflects that the nominee is already the Speaker. It should reflect that the nominee is a member of the House. So if we can redo it, please. You know, South Africans are very litigious. If I don't get it right now, the next time we are in court about something we could have addressed.
First impression of the new whip, yes.
The nomination as announced and accepted, the nomination form is in order, the nomination is in order. Is there any other nomination?
Chief Justice, in terms of Section 52 of the Constitution and the rules gazetted by yourself, I propose the name of Mr. Tembekile Richard Majola for the position of Speaker.
The Honorable Tembekile Majola has been nominated for the position of Speaker. Is the nomination seconded?
Chief Justice, I, Michael Waters, second the nomination of Tembekile Richard Majola for position of Speaker of the National Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. And while they are passing the document through, has the Honorable Majola accepted? Does he accept?
I do accept the nomination, Chief Justice.
What is it? The nomination is not in order. Now, let me explain. One, next to the name of the street, something has been cancelled, but there is no signature, so that nobody accuses the returning officer or I of having been the ones who cancelled. And two, it's just reflected as plain street. Now, it can be a long street. We need to know the exact location. So I think just to make things easier, we will just furnish the nominating member with another and a bigger nomination form like this so that it can be completed. Please give it to them.
Okay, then la kufakwa president.
Thank you very much. Honorable Tembegile Richard Majola has been duly nominated for the position of Speaker of the National Assembly. Is there any other nomination?
Honorable Chief Justice. Honorable Chief Justice, I, Cornelius Petrus Mulder, would like to inform the Honorable Chief Justice on behalf of the Freedom Front Plus that we are not going to nominate anybody for the position of Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mulder. Is there any other nomination? Where is the second one? Thank you. Well, in the absence of any other nomination, I've got to make the following announcement. We have the following candidates who have been properly nominated: Honorable Thandi R. Modise and Honorable Tembekile Richard Majola. Since more than one candidate has been nominated, a secret ballot will take place in terms of Item 6 of Part A of Schedule 3 of the Constitution, and I now suspend the proceedings to allow the returning officer to prepare ballot papers, and we shall resume proceedings when the bells are rung. I advise that we go for lunch in the interests of time, so that when we come back, we will not only deal with the election of the Speaker, but also proceed with the election of the President and the Deputy Speaker. We adjourn.